October 2012. Westminster, Colorado. A quiet suburban morning begins like any other. 10-year-old Jessica Ridgeway leaves home, walking to school alone. But she never arrives. The neighborhood continues its day unaware that a tragedy has already begun. A normal school day turned into a nationwide search for a missing child. Before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to Crime Shadows here, and comment below which country you're watching from. Let's uncover the truth together. Jessica was a bright and cheerful 10-year-old girl living in Westminster with her mother, Sarah, along with her grandmother and aunt. Her father, Jeremiah, lived in Missouri after her parents separated, but Jessica remained deeply loved by both sides of her family. She was a 5th grade student at Witt Elementary School, where teachers and classmates remembered her as kind, friendly, and full of energy. Jessica had a joyful personality that made people naturally smile around her. She loved helping others, whether it was assisting classmates or spending time with younger children. Jessica enjoyed simple childhood passions: dancing around the house, singing songs, and expressing herself through creativity. She had a strong love for animals and often showed compassion toward pets and wildlife. Friends described her as gentle, trusting, and curious about the world. Family members said she looked forward to school each day and dreamed big despite her young age. She represented innocence, happiness, and the everyday routine of a normal childhood. To everyone who knew her, Jessica wasn't just a student or neighbor, she was a shining light whose warmth left a lasting impression on her community. On the morning of October 5, 2012, life began normally for 10-year-old Jessica Ridgeway in Westminster. Jessica woke up around 7:45 a.m. Showing the independence her family often admired, she prepared her own breakfast and packed an orange in her school bag before getting ready for the day. Dressed warmly in a winter coat, she left home planning to meet friends near Chelsea Park before walking together to school. But something went terribly wrong. Her friends never saw her that morning, and Jessica never arrived at Witt Elementary School. Hours passed without anyone realizing she was missing. Around 10 a.m., the school attempted to contact her mother, Sarah, but the call went to voicemail. Tragically, the message was not checked until about 4:30 p.m., when panic immediately set in. Police were contacted right away, and authorities quickly recognized the seriousness of the situation. By 9:15 p.m., an Amber Alert was issued across Colorado, warning the public that a child had vanished. An intense search operation began almost immediately. More than 50 officers, including agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, searched neighborhoods, nearby homes, parks, creeks, and wooded areas. Thermal imaging equipment, powerful searchlights, and hundreds of community volunteers joined the effort. Investigators collected nearly 700 DNA samples while canvassing the area for clues. From the very beginning, authorities believed Jessica had been abducted, ruling out parental involvement and focusing on finding whoever had taken her. Days after Jessica Ridgeway disappeared, investigators made a chilling discovery in Superior, approximately 6.5 miles from her home. Jessica's backpack and personal belongings were found discarded in an open area. Inside were her glasses, water bottle, and clothing. Investigators noted that some items carried a strong odor of urine, suggesting fear and trauma. Despite the disturbing evidence, hope remained that Jessica might still be alive. But that hope would soon fade. A few days later, search teams discovered human remains in Arvada near a local park. Inside a heavy bag, authorities found a small torso. Some parts of Jessica's body were missing, making identification and determining the exact cause of death extremely difficult at first. Near the scene, investigators also discovered a wooden cross placed close to the remains, an unusual and deeply unsettling detail that quickly became a key piece of evidence in the case. The discovery confirmed the worst fears: Jessica Ridgeway had been murdered. As forensic teams processed the evidence, a crucial breakthrough emerged. DNA recovered from Jessica's case matched evidence connected to an earlier violent attack involving a jogger near Kettner Lake, reported months before Jessica's disappearance. The DNA led investigators to Austin Sigg, a 17-year-old local resident living with his mother, Mindy, after his parents' divorce. Authorities learned that Sigg had a disturbing fascination with death and decomposition and had previously attended counseling sessions related to behavioral concerns. With assistance from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, behavioral analysts created a psychological profile suggesting the suspect likely lived nearby and might display sudden changes in behavior, appearance, or routine. Police publicly urged the community to report anything unusual: new injuries, altered schedules, strange vehicle activity, or suspicious actions. tips began pouring in, bringing investigators closer to identifying the person responsible for one of Colorado's most heartbreaking crimes. The investigation into the murder of Jessica Ridgeway reached a shocking turning point when the suspect's own mother contacted authorities. After a disturbing conversation at home in Westminster, Mindy Sigg called 911, reporting that her son had confessed involvement and revealed the location of additional remains. Police quickly arrested Austin Sigg, who was only 17 years old at the time. During questioning, Sigg admitted he had randomly targeted Jessica after observing her walking near a park. He abducted her, restrained her with zip ties, and brought her to his home. According to investigators, Jessica was kept alive for a short period, during which Sigg allowed her to change clothes while he watched television nearby. He later strangled her. Using knowledge he claimed to have learned from a forensic science class, Sigg dismembered the body and attempted to dispose of evidence through bags, a crawlspace, and household plumbing. Forensic testing confirmed DNA matches linking him both to Jessica and to the earlier jogger assault, solidifying the case against him. Investigators began examining the life and psychological history of Austin Sigg to understand how such a young individual committed such a brutal crime. Sigg was born with medical complications and grew up in a household affected by parental divorce. Reports indicated he had struggled socially from an early age and often felt isolated from peers. By age 12, he had reportedly been exposed to graphic and violent online material, developing an unhealthy fascination with death, decomposition, and criminal investigations. His interest in forensic science became increasingly obsessive rather than academic. Prior to Jessica's murder, Sigg had already committed a violent attack on a jogger near Kettner Lake, where he attempted to use homemade chloroform. Though the victim survived, the incident later became a critical link connecting him to Jessica's case. Behavior investigators later viewed as warning signs missed before tragedy struck. Following his confession, Austin Sigg faced an extensive list of criminal charges connected to the murder of Jessica Ridgeway. Prosecutors initially filed 17 charges, including first-degree murder, kidnapping, sexual assault, sexual exploitation of a child, and robbery. During the investigation, authorities also discovered illegal child abuse material on Sigg's computer, leading to additional charges. At first, Sigg entered a plea of not guilty, however, as overwhelming forensic evidence mounted including DNA confirmation and his detailed confession, he later changed his plea and admitted guilt to 15 charges in court. The sentencing reflected the severity of the crime. Sigg received life imprisonment for murder, an additional 86 consecutive years for related offenses. Because the sentences run consecutively, parole eligibility was effectively eliminated, ensuring he would spend the remainder of his life in prison. Prosecutors emphasized that the crime was calculated and extremely dangerous, describing Sigg as an ongoing threat to society. The court agreed, condemning the brutality and deliberate nature of his actions. The murder of Jessica Ridgeway deeply affected communities across Colorado and beyond. Hundreds of residents gathered for candlelight vigils honoring Jessica's life. Schools, neighborhoods, and strangers came together in grief, remembering the joyful child whose disappearance had shaken the nation. A memorial playground was later built featuring purple elements, Jessica's favorite color, creating a place where children could play in her memory. Community safety initiatives followed, including the Lassie Project, designed to strengthen neighborhood child alert systems and improve rapid communication when children go missing. A Jessica Ridgeway cheer camp was also created to celebrate positivity, confidence, and community connection. Jessica's mother, Sarah Ridgeway, continued to honor her daughter's legacy. 5 years later, she welcomed another daughter, Anna, while keeping Jessica's memory alive through family traditions and advocacy efforts. Meanwhile, Mindy Sigg, who made the heartbreaking decision to turn in her own son, publicly expressed profound guilt and sorrow. She later committed herself to therapy and cooperation with authorities, becoming a tragic figure in a case that forever changed multiple families and an entire community. Today, we remember Jessica Ridgeway, a joyful, kind-hearted child whose life was taken far too soon, but whose memory continues to inspire love, unity, and awareness. Her story is a painful reminder that protecting children requires constant vigilance from families, communities, and society as a whole. Awareness, communication, and looking out for one another can make the difference between safety and tragedy. Jessica's legacy lives on through the people who refuse to forget her, through stronger communities, increased awareness, and the shared commitment to keep children safe. Let her story remind us to stay aware, stay connected, and protect those who trust us most. Like this video. Subscribe for more true crime stories. Comment below where are you watching from. Your support helps keep Jessica's story remembered and her legacy alive.